Nick Nissan has been living in Japan for 18 years now, and in this episode, I ask him the question of how he feels he fits into Japanese society now. Well, thanks for coming back to another Luis kind of episode. I am one of the hosts. My name is MJ, and in this special episode, I talk with Nick Nissan and ask him about some serious, deep questions about how his personal life and his feelings have evolved or changed after 18 years of living in Japan. If you're someone who's lived overseas for a few years, maybe even a short time, you might felt a little bit of a change within yourself too. Not only do we talk about this question, but we also start off with an interesting one talking about how well the Western minds can be understood by the people of Japan and vice versa. So enjoy this conversation with Nick Nissan. There's many times that, we can just have a difficult time being understood by Japanese people, as well as it's difficult for us to understand
for sure
the ideas of Japanese people.
I always have argued that foreigners will never understand the Japanese mind and Japanese will never understand the foreign mind.
Yes.
Unless like it's a Japanese person who lived abroad for like, kikoku shijo or something like that, right?
Yeah. And they can understand. But I mean, in a way, that's like where we are, no?
Yeah, for sure.
But still, like, I would be on the side of, I don't feel like I would be...
Well, I mean, I've been here 18 years and I still don't understand.
Right.
Or I'm just like, that's silly, is what I think. You know what I mean? Like, that's so silly.
We're so infused with our roots, where we grew up. I feel that base is there and it's really hard to change.
Yeah, but I mean, people do have to understand Japan is a place with such deep-seated rules or like ingrained rules that from other countries' perspectives, it's almost silly because there's so many of them and they're so like, you're not supposed to talk like this in Japan. Did you know that?
Arms crossed,
or legs crossed, both. No hand, or not. Don't walk around with your hands in your pockets. From an American's perspective, that's silly. Or you're not supposed to have
facial hair.
Yeah. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he wanted to work at a company abroad, and he asked the head doctor, the guy said no because you have a goatee. And the reasoning is that I guess there's a thing that people with facial hair think they're really self-important.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think all Japanese people think that, but there's some people that do think that, which is kind of interesting.
Okay. Kind of stereotype.
Yeah.
Now, by the looks of somebody, you can really judge a book by its cover and say, oh, that looks like a trustworthy person. That looks like a good person. That looks like a... Now, looks are very important in Japan. I've heard. And for me personally, I'm more on the side of the Western mind, thinking of being an individual, showing who I am from the outside is very important for me to feel happy on the inside as well. Now, some people, like you mentioned, like people don't like facial hair.
Yeah.
People don't like maybe long hair. Maybe there's a stereotype of not being clean or something. Now, has this affected you in any way? Because you were very clean cut.
I'm very clean cut. Well, I mean, I look at people and I judge them. And I think Japanese people are much more judgmental of people around them in general because it's a culture where you kind of have to fit in with everybody. But I definitely think that if I was in the States, I'd be less judgmental.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw somebody with tattoos like all over their body yesterday, even on their head.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, oh, this person, how did he get into Japan? He looks like a criminal. And then my second thought was, what a weirdo, because he's not even a criminal. He's just like a hipster, like kind of nerdy guy.
Okay. With tattoos.
Like, I guess that's the identity that he wanted or something like that. And I judged him on it. Maybe in America, if somebody had a tattoo on their head instead of hair, you would judge them too. What about you?
Of course, for them, that's totally fine. You can wear whatever you want. You can dress the way you want. You can have tattoos wherever you want. But for me, I would just be like, oh man, that was a big choice, putting that tattoo on your neck, putting that tattoo on your hand.
I mean, that was a big choice. This guy made a big choice.
Which is a big statement. And if that's how that person wants to live their life, if it's creating opportunities or challenges, is pretty much up to them.
He had a very cute American girlfriend. So maybe it was a good choice. Maybe if that worked out for him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it was funny because his entire image would have changed if he didn't have the tattoo. He would have just been like some nerdy.
Exactly.
It was very strange to look at because my first thought was, this is a tough guy. Then I heard him talk and I saw his bags with like, some Omotesando brand. I was like, oh, this guy's just like a fashion nerd.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody who does that in Japan, you have to be like very extreme of a person. Full neck tattoos, your face tattooed, and your head tattooed. You are an insane person almost.
Okay.
You're like the
With the
neighborhood
Japanese society. Yep.
Yeah. You're like the neighborhood, like, you know, spectacle basically.
Right. Ayashihito, ne? Right.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, after 18 years, do you feel like a stranger in Japan or do you feel like a local?
That's a very interesting question. I don't feel like a stranger in Japan at all. I know that I'm not Japanese. I'm kind of famous a little bit. So when I walk around, people sometimes know who I am, and that's like kind of different, you know what I mean?
Okay, yes.
What's interesting is I think my Japanese level has still even gotten maybe a little bit better than it was a couple of years ago. And people are meaner to me, pointing out my mistakes.
Critical.
And much more critical.
Trying
that
to
never
cut you
used to
down.
happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now this is Japanese people?
This is Japanese people. So from their perspective, they must feel close enough to criticize my Japanese, which they wouldn't have done, I guess.
So you cracked the seal.
I don't know, but I mean, I've heard this from other people before too. Like once you hit a certain level, they're like very critical of you.
Okay.
But I don't feel like a stranger at all. I'm a creature of habit, as we say. You can add that into the word. So I'm always in the same places, with the same faces, with the same braces that I'm thinking of putting in my teeth, maybe.
In my face.
Yeah. I said braces.
You can go back to it.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. This is awesome stuff. Do you feel, Nick Nissan, are you bridging the gap between the US and Japan? Or do you feel kind of, in a strange way, stuck in the middle?
Am I bridging the gap? I think the gap's been bridged.
Or
I see McDonald's everywhere. I see
Western
the way
movies.
people. Yeah. I mean, everything's in English now.
Yeah.
There's more foreigners in Shibuya than there are Japanese people. I don't need to be a bridge.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm the bridge on the River Kwai, as they used to say. That's a movie, right? Bridge on the River Kwai.
Yeah. Or like a book. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a pioneer and I bridged at one point in my life, but
right.
I mean, don't you feel like it's like so international now?
Yes, it is.
Although they don't understand anything about foreigners. I mean, most people.
Yes. Right. Even all the restaurants or whatever governments that are trying to put in all these new systems to help out all the travelers and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a real divide when it's you're a traveler in Japan or you're living.
Well, I saw a very interesting commercial in Yoyogi Park. This is maybe a year ago. It was a sign for a sento.
Okay.
For foreigners to come to sento. And they said, an old man will even come and wash your back for you at this one. And I was thinking, you guys don't understand foreign men at all. They would never go to a sento and pay for a guy to rub their back. I thought that was kind of
so there is still some things lost in translation. But hey, everyone, let me know what you think about this down in the comments.
I'll wash your back anytime you want.
Hey, everyone.
Can I use your hair too?
Well, you gotta wash it first, and then you can.
Yeah.
I think. But hey, let us know what you think down in the comments about this. Nick, thanks so much for opening up about how your perspective.
I told you I never resist.
About, at the very beginning of this whole subject, because if anyone is out there, if you lived in another country, you've understood that the society and how they look at you being someone from the outside can be difficult, but it could also raise to a little bit of fame.
Yeah, baby.
Well, that's it. We'll see you on the next step.